In that movie, there is this scene where there is this little child who's driving around in his tricycle very rapidly along the corridors of a hotel. If you put the volume on mute and if you watch that scene, it's really nothing. It's just a little child and he's driving around very quickly in a cycle on that corridor. It's just that. But with the volume, with the background music, it's a whole new thing. It scares the hell out of you. So what is it that really made you feel that? Was it the visual or was it the sound? It is the sound. Sound can do that to you. We know that there are specific sounds that can make us laugh, sounds that give us joy, and sounds that can create fear in us. The same way, these mantras, the Mahamantra, these are cosmic sounds, sounds that are ever present eternally in the cosmos. And our sages have grasped these mantras and given it to us because of their arduous penance. And this can give you all of that. It can make you feel positive. It will remove every bit of self-doubt there is, and it will give us that positive attitude, that never give up attitude. It is all possible, friends, because we have all been through this. We have experienced it. I'm not saying this on the basis of something that I read. We all went through this, which is why we are also inspired by this, and which is exactly why we want to tell you this in the first place. So it is possible. To put it in one word, this Mahamantra can bestow what is known as self-confidence. Self-confidence. We use this word all too often without understanding the very deep meaning of this word. It's a very beautiful word, as our Guru Maharaj taught us. Self-confidence is nothing but confidence in the self. What is the self? The innermost self. It's God. It's Brahman, our true nature. Because God is not this distant 6-foot figure who's sitting in some faraway planet, listening to our wishes and bestowing all our prayers. That's not God. God is that self that is innermost. In the sweet words of our Swamiji, he used to say that the word kadavul in Tamil is a very beautiful word. He would say, he says that the meaning of that word is Shariram, Manas, Arivu, Ellathayum Thandi, Kadandu, Ullaga Idirukkaradho, the Kadavul. He used to say, the one, the self, that is the innermost, is God. That is God, and that is God realization. So self-confidence, in other words, is no different from God realization. It's a very, very, very significant word, and that is what this Mahamantra can achieve. It can give you that self-confidence. In other words, it can make God happy. Because as Bhagavan Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar used to say, in very, very simple terms, he used to say that to be happy is to make God happy, and to make God happy is to chant his name, he would say. So this is divinity. This is religion, friends. It's not some rituals. It's not something distant. It's within us. It's with us all the time. To realize that is the essence of all religions in the world. That's what they've all said. And our master would sum up this whole thing very sweetly, saying that to motivate is divine, to demoralize is devilish, he would say. So that's it. This is spirituality, the simplest, put in the simplest form as possible, and that is what this Mahamantra will help us do. So here we are, exam day approaching. We put in all the efforts, done lots of sacrifices, many sleepless nights, burnt midnight oil. All of that is done. We are really prepared, raring to go. And now is the time to taste the sweetness of success. Because, as they say, after all, it's the ends that defines the means. So all this effort and everything has to fructify. We need to taste success. We need to get the result. So that is what we want now. And that is what this prayer, praying to invoke the grace of God, will help us achieve. It will make sure that everything falls in the right place. Because we have put in the effort, and now it's time to get the rewards. It's a very significant moment in most of our lives, the time when you get your driver's license, a license to drive. And for me, one thing that I always wanted, aspired for when I was in school was that I wanted to get my driver's license and then take my grandfather on this car ride and make him say that this is the best ride ever and you are a fantastic driver, because on his day, he was a fantastic driver, a loving person, but that old man was extremely sarcastic too, let me tell you that. So that was one thing that I always wanted. I wanted to get that compliment from him. It's like, as they say, Vasishtarvayal Brahmarishi, And so I did it all. I waited and then got my learner's license, then meticulously went and attended the driving school and practiced my skills, then got the license. After that, went driving in the car, made sure everything was okay, and then finally I decided, okay, now I'm ready. Now I'm ready to take my grandfather on that ride, on that car ride that I always wanted to. So I decided, and I told him, I invited him, he agreed. I ensured that everything was in perfect condition. The car was in perfect condition, and we started. But as luck would have it, for some strange reason, it was a very murky, cloudy day. The lighting was not all right. And we were going on this road, typical road with all those potholes, or should I say bits of road amidst the potholes. And I was trying my best to do the ride of my life, trying to swerve and avoid the potholes, but it was not helping at all. It was a miserable ride, I knew it myself. And in a bid to cover up, I smiled sheepishly at my grandfather, and I told him, Grandpa, too many potholes. Because you never want to admit your flaws, right? So you say, too many potholes. And he was at a sarcastic best because he just went immediately. He said, don't worry, son, you're getting most of them. Just a few you missed here and there. So that ride was not the dream ride that I wanted it to be. Why? After all, I had put in all the efforts. I was ready. I was prepared. The car was in good condition. But there are these other factors, the light, the fog, so many factors that come into play. And all of this has to be in the right place to ensure that we get the result. So that is exactly what prayer helps to do. It would put the right things in the right place at the right time, and it will definitely help us taste that sweet success. So that is why we are here. That is why we are here. The point where we look up at God and say that I have done my bit. I have studied real hard. I have worked all through this year. Now I come before you. I seek your grace. I chant the Mahamantra. I chant your holy names. Be with me. Give me that result. It's up to you. And when you do that, when you put the ball in his court with all that faith after you have prepared well, trust me, friends, he does it. Things will definitely fall in place and you will all definitely come out successful. No doubts about that, because that is what faith does. As our master would say, if there's one thing that is greater than God itself, it is faith. Because when there is faith, even a stone talks to you. When there is no faith, even if God comes before you, you would think that it's something else. You would just ignore him. So faith is important. So let us believe. Let us believe. Let us believe in God and let us chant this Mahamantra. And I assure you that we will get the result. Because after all, on a positive note, exams are these wonderful opportunities that are presented before us. It's time to prove to the world what we are. It's an opportunity to make everybody proud. Such opportunities are golden. They say they just come once in a lifetime. A wise man heard knock, knock on his door. He goes, who is it? He heard the reply that it's opportunity. He says, no, that cannot be, because opportunity knocks but once. So that opportunity has knocked at our doors, friends, today in the form of this board exams. So let us believe, let us chant, and we will definitely succeed. I wish you all the very best for your board exams, and I pray that the power of Mahamantra and the grace of our Guru Maharaj be with you throughout the exam time and ensure that every one of you comes out in flying colors. Thank you very much for your patient hearing.